open. Whoa, I got a speed boost. I'm coming. I got a Zhongli. We got shield. Is it breaking open?
They're here.
Just like I said. You're just in time. But be ready to run.
Okay. Oh, look at all that seawater. That's not gonna hold. I mean, we're fine. We can stay.
3, 2, 1.
This won't hold it for long. Find Neuvillette. Tell him the defenses are about to collapse.
Then what will happen to you?
Until he arrives, we're the last line of defense.
Alright, let's go.
The gate. How long do you think it'll hold?
That depends on us.
Explains this should be a mostly cordial conversation, unlikely to give rise to violence.
Yep.
Oh, so you two are the honored guests Miss Farina mentioned.
Yep. We are.
Of course, of course. How could they not attend a meeting such as this? I must always have 2 or more guests at my dessert table. Otherwise, the occasion would be too lonely and unbecoming of my station.
Uh-huh.
It is my pleasure to make your acquaintance, traveler. I have heard much of your accomplishments. I am the Knave, one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers.
We tried to find Child, but he left. Or even make me choose. Pleasure to meet you.
I've already prepared seats for you. Come, sit beside me.
Perhaps you two are unaware of how Miss Farina and I do things. You see, we actually recently agreed to get together for tea when we had the time. See this? This is a limited type of confectionery that Miss Farina simply adores. There are only 16 slices sold every day. Here, why don't you and Paimon have a taste?
Suspicious.
Traveler, what do you think of this cake?
That's good to hear. So what Child said was on the mark after all. You do share a taste in desserts with Farina and I.
What he's saying?
I wonder how he's doing nowadays. You must have heard, right? He's suddenly gone missing. I'm really worried about his safety, you know. Here's to hoping that he's an excellent swimmer.
Wow, you really sound worried.
Since we're talking about him, I feel like I should add something. His martial prowess really looked certainly pretty impressive, yeah.
Oh, So you're also familiar with his aptitude for fighting, Miss Farina. Oh, right. I almost forgot. Child was subdued by Iudex Neuvillette right in front of you. Against ordinary people, my colleague would never be on the back foot. But alas, he just never imagined he'd run into such a person. Coming from you, that's not surprising at all.
But I thought you would be happier to hear the news.
Oh.
Of course, but it's still a bit of a shame. You see, I would have been far happier had I received this news somewhat earlier. As you well know, a long time has passed since Child disappeared.
Uh-oh.
Well, in any case, there's no need to worry. We know for sure that Child is still alive.
Oh, and just how do you know that?
Because...
And where did he go after leaving the fortress?
Well...
That we haven't gotten to yet.
The fortress of Meripede lies deep beneath the waves. Unless he pranced right out of the main gate, he must have had to swim. Ah, that is good news at least. His sister Tonya sent a letter to Fontaine not too long ago. Since he was unfortunately unavailable, I picked it up on his behalf.
Oh.
Do you have any idea how he usually writes back to his family? Dear Tonya, your letter made me feel like we were still enjoying our time in Snezhnaya together.
All letters tend to follow the same few formats anyway, right? As long as the contents are accurate, it doesn't matter so...
Hold on. The water in the teacup is shaking.
I suppose this is also a sign of things to come, Miss Farina.
Oh.
I don't quite understand what you're trying to say.
Have we entered into the next stage of the prophecy?
Have we? Oh. Oh yeah, that's right. It's breaking through. Oh no.
My thanks to you both. I will take it from here.
Sure you don't need a hand?
Quite sure.
Wow. So, what's your secret, huh? Let me guess. Nah, who knows? Maybe it's just your sense of responsibility.
Sounds about right.
Day may come when the prophecy is fulfilled, and the waters burst forth. But it is not this day! This ancient power could easily obliterate an entire race. A tsunami of fury would unleash endless catastrophe.
I see he's a dragon. I mean, I should be able to tell.
This sentence is too severe. Forgive me for overruling it.
His eyes should have been a dead giveaway.
All right. Seems like the problem inside has been suppressed.
Let me guess. We're safe for now.
Indeed. But only for now.
I win this bet. You owe me a present.
Very well. It was indeed just as you said.
You made a bet?
We made a bet on the size of your entourage. Cloran thought you wouldn't come down by yourself.
I figured you would have at least brought a few people along for appearance's sake. It appears I underestimated just how confidential the mission was.
Shouldn't you have gotten used to confidential missions by now? That's just how the courts operate.
So what gift must the loser give? Tea?
He already has tons of tea in his office. I'm thinking about a set of legal codices.
That wouldn't happen to be a dig at my lack of legal awareness, would it?
Well, I'm sure His Grace doesn't consider the fortress to be outside the law.
I was under the impression the residents of a place like this would be uninterested in the legal codices.
That was obviously a joke. Anyway, you've still got some unfinished business to attend to in the overworld, correct?
No need to stay here if you have a pressing matter. We all know you can't leave Palais Mermonia for long.
Thank you. I hope everything went smoothly with the Fatui Harbinger.
Of course it didn't. Paimon's there. Paimon can't keep her mouth shut to save anyone. We're doomed.
I must say, we've spent long enough playing house.
Oh, here it comes.
Miss Farina, as the Hydro Archon, I am sure you understand the exact meaning of the phenomenon.
What are you trying to say?
At this point, I don't think there's any more need to speak as diplomatic representatives. Yet, here you are, relaxing, drinking tea, and eating desserts as if it's all nothing more than a few stray bugs in your garden. Do you really think that's acceptable? The prophecy's hanging above our necks like a guillotine. Every faction is looking for a way to either avert the disaster or save their own. Even the orphans of the House of the Hearth have devoted everything to saving their homeland.
Oh, so that's why she's mad.
But you? It beggars belief just how nonchalant and carefree you have been. From the very beginning, you, the god Focalor, you have utterly failed to take action.
You're wrong. I've never ignored the prophecy, nor have I just been
I am not alone in my doubts, you know. All the children of Fontaine may be harboring the exact same thoughts right now. Oh, great Hydro Archon. How are you going?
I have my ways, and I've been working on them for all this time.
Uh-oh.
Even if you look down upon me, you have no right to judge me.
Farina, you didn't do any work. It was the dragon.
Fontaine will be saved. Even if I still cannot see the true future right now.
Then I ask you, Miss Farina, just what have you been working on? Where can we see it, and what is it doing to help?
My machinations are just like the prophecy itself.
I see. As a god, the proof of your labor always lies beyond prying mortal eyes. Allow me to be so bold as to ask another way. Would it be possible for you to tell—
An emergency response plan?
Oh yeah, that's right. Does she know about the Duke's plan? I don't think so. I think you mentioned it was private.
Oh, that look in—
The emergency response plan.
Then allow me to jog your memory. Miss Farina, what is the purpose of your Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal? And what do you plan to do with the massive amounts of indemnitium that has accumulated over the years?
The Oratrice? It's just like it appears to be.
So you also have no idea. I first caught wind of this when Linny tried to investigate the Oratrice in the Opera House. But even if that had nothing to do with you, then what could you possibly be working on? Oh, right. I almost forgot. Udex Nouvillette is not at the
Yeah, yes.
Of course I will. Although, I must say— Oh, very well. Let's stop that conversation here. There are still a few slices of cake left, so please— Traveler, I heard that you were recently commissioned to handle a few matters on behalf of the Udex. Why don't you take an extra slice of cake? Those who work hard deserve gratitude and praise. You too, Paimon.
Thank you. Oh, Paimon's.
If it's on.
You're welcome. I'm sure the cake also felt great. It is getting late. Why don't we call it a day?
Very well. We'll end it here.
Mind seeing me off, Traveler? We could use the opportunity to discuss
Paimon's coming too.
I'm suspicious. I'm really suspicious. I'm suspicious, man. You don't want to talk about child, do you?
I'm glad that you were willing to come with me. Of course, child was just an excuse. I have no interest in your dealings with him.
That's what Paimon thought.
You lent your aid to the children of the House of the Hearth. As their father, I would like to express my gratitude. That was all. Formal topics should be discussed in formal settings, and informal topics in informal settings. I know you just returned from the fortress of Meripede. Relax. I have no intention of trying to get anything out of you. Linny, Lynette, and
They've all been working very hard and have always done all they can.
You mean Ridesley. He's a tricky one to deal with. It's unfortunate that Linny's so eager to prove himself that he can't learn to rely on others, including me. By the way, and you can just consider this a bit of idle gossip, but what's your impression of Farina?
She's fake.
You are outside of our disputes, and the freest person in all of Fontaine, able to move.
And that's everything that happened during the trial. Master Child was declared guilty and immediately transported to the Fortress of Meripede.
Didn't he say he was coming here on vacation? Does he not feel an ounce of shame for all the trouble he has caused? Forget it. He did give us an opportunity. I will be meeting someone shortly.
Do you require help with any preparations?
No need. I will take care of it myself. I need to meet with Farina, the Hydro Archon. She is at the heart of—
Oh? Come over here, you little critter, you! You dare to run from me? Stop right this instant!
My goal is just to discover the location of the Gnosis. But I didn't expect the chance to approach Farina to be handed to me on a silver platter. Anything left unguarded is usually just bait. But no. It's just as I guessed in the second before I struck. The Hydronosis is not currently held by the Archon. In fact, this Archon doesn't seem like a god at all. And I sense that she's under some kind of curse.
So she's fake?
Who are you? And what are you?
The fear in her pupils is genuine. So perhaps she's not bait after all. I left the scene with ease. Nobody came looking for me, and nobody could serve as a witness to my near assassination of Focalor. I suspect not long after, my informants confirmed what I had guessed. After returning to her quarters, Farina quietly cried alone. She was so scared that she could not sleep that night, nor could she even bring herself to eat her cake. There's no doubt that there's something wrong with her. I began to entertain the possibility that she is not. I have to find the Gnosis. If the Neuvillette hypothesis is correct, he is probably in possession.
Yes, Father.
My dear children, please speak.
News from the Fortress of Meripede. Master, Master Child has gone missing.
Probably the handiwork of that Ridesley.
I'm afraid so.
This is a good opportunity. The value of a Harbinger is much higher than most would imagine. Set up a meeting for me. I would like... Oh, and...
Yes, Father.
Tartaglia's disappearance was not a part of my plan, but the initiative belongs to the House of the Hearth. My wish to investigate the fortress of Meripede will be a front.
So she is a fake.
You should know the rest. Lenny's group is quite close to you, so they wouldn't have hidden anything from you.
You attacked the Hydro Archon?
She's not the Hydro Archon.
It wouldn't mean anything, even if you shouted it from the rooftops. After all, even Farina herself is still pretending that nothing of that sort ever happened.
Alright then.
I've now had 2 chances to enjoy tea with Farina. I have to say, the leadership of Font, I am a servant of Her Majesty the Tsaritsa. Over my years of service, I've learned how a real Archon conducts and carries themselves. Whether you Dex kn- Of course, that is all just how I feel. Gut feelings often do not require justification. It is, however, quite amusing to me that after all my years working in intelligence gathering, don't you think Fontaine is quite intriguing? A catastrophe. Ultimately, though, one must survive. You don't need to commit to anything right now, of course. I have a feeling that the situation will continue to evolve, and as your name is often connected with noble deeds, I'm sure we will work together someday. He certainly returned quickly. You must want to catch up with each other, so I'll leave you to him.
Neverett, is it over?
For now, yes. But this issue will prove quite thorny in the long term. Thank you for protecting Farina. To put it simply, I used my power to force back the Primordial Sea and reseal the sluice gate.
Interesting.
So as expected, the Knave has turned up the pressure on Farina. She's trying to feel her out, though I'm still unsure as to her motive. Permission granted.
Whoa. It can't be that you're the real Hydro...
No, he's a dragon.
You can't tell us?
If by the phrase, you guys, you are referring to Farina and I, then although I'm not sure just what you are trying to imply, I must clarify that I do not share her positions on a multitude of topics. I believe so. The fortress has a long and now, another catastrophe will soon be upon us. I mourn this turn of events.
Huh? Why is it raining all of a sudden?
Because he's a Hydro Dragon.
You may be closer to the truth than you think.
Yeah, you're the Hydro Dragon.
Oh? And what are you thinking? The dragon of... what? Huh?
Paimon, you're so dense.
Please do not be so surprised. Farina? My apologies.
We were just guessing randomly. We didn't guess right, did we?
You guessed correctly.
Right, of course. We'll definitely help you keep it a secret.
Will we? Paimon, you can't keep a secret.
There's still something...
Please, go ahead.
Well, if you are the Dragon Sovereign of... then since Fontaine's prophecy is all about...
None of the currently living dragon sovereigns in the world, myself included, possess our full dragonhood. They say that when the first usurper arrived on Tivat, they seized a part of the dragon's power. Today, that stolen power is the basis of the Archon's authorities.
there are 7 elemental archons and 7 matching dragon sovereigns.
The dragon sovereign of water who lived through that era perished a long time ago. As their in any case, I believe I will not be able to do much unless the Archon disappears and returns their elemental authority to me. Given the status quo, however, I would recommend finding another way to—
Oh, so even you can't solve it.
I still have some urgent matters to attend to at my office. If you have any more questions regarding ancient history, you are welcome to discuss them with me at a later time.
Please go right ahead. There's a place that Paimon wants to go. We'll see you another time.
Take care.
Dream!
Traveler, Paimon, you're back! Are you still doing all right? Did either of you...
We're fine, but what about you guys?
A few people sustained superficial injuries, but that's about the extent of the damage. Of course, we must also thank you for the help you provided.
How did Nervalet know that?
Well, Miss Sure Nervalet has strong resonance with the hydro element. When the water level rises, he can feel the waves produced. I ran into the bombshell bros while bandaging the injuries of the wounded. They were mumbling, if you're not too pressed for time, just let me know if you get a craving for any particular dish, so I can have Mr. Walsey get your meals prepared. Oh, and I'd like to take the opportunity to spend some more time observing your facial muscles as well. Your happy smiles are quite contagious, you know. They're so memorable, and I've missed them immensely while you were gone.
Aww, she's so sweet. I like her. She's so sweet. You're so adorable. Oh, she's so adorable. Alright, bros. I'm alive and fine.
You guys are back?
Uh-huh. And One Piece too.
You guys didn't get caught and thrown back down here, right?
Huh? No, not at all.
And here I thought you'd managed to escape from jail during all the commotion. I'd held...
We're sorry, but we just had some business to take care of.
All right. There's no need to get caught up in the details. We're just relieved to see you. He was...
Hey, it wasn't just me. Weren't you super worried as well?
Something like that, yeah. I was also transferred to work in the kitchen a few days ago. I can still hear Quisto mumbling to the carrots. Are those two all right? Do you think they made it out alive? Whenever he'd say that, I'd tell him I'm sure they're fine. Wherever they are, they're kicking back with drinks in hand, enjoying the lovely scenery.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with worrying about your prison pals.
These two. They sure are a lot warmer and friendlier than when Paimon first met them.
Oh, well, if you say so. I'll be watching you to make sure you finish every last bite.
Courier?
Yeah, I was
That's no excuse for... Huh?
Junior! Lurvine! We're back!
Hello there. It's been quite the mess here recently.
And you? Are you still taking the secret passageway from the...
Yep. That is still top secret, though.
It can be a bit annoying when there are lots of people in the infirmary.
I mean, the infirmary does make it easier for you to slack off.
Oh, yeah? Then why are you...
You two really are just using your jobs as a cover for your relationship, aren't you?
Not at all!
They hate each other. Glad to see you two are still hating each other.
Now guess, what suit will this next card be?
A bare-teeth cat?
Well, look who it is.
Traveler, Paimon.
Hello, everyone.
Looks like you're recovering nicely from it, eh?
Mm-hmm. Thanks to everyone's support. Oh, right. I managed to work up the courage to thank Miss Clark.
Whoa, how did she react?
She told me that it was nothing. It was as if
She didn't want to stress you out, that's all. She's right, and it's best not to dwell on it.
Yeah.
Okay, but check this out. We went back to the
You met Father? Did she say anything to you?
She said a few things that were, a bit hard to...
Her attitude towards you is even better than what we'd imagined. That's fantastic. You should believe her. She has her own way of doing things, and she'll do everything in her power to help those she considers close, which now might also include you.
Mm-hmm. Father is very capable, and also trustworthy.
I know we probably don't believe them, but Father is probably the only person they can really trust. And she doesn't seem that bad. I mean, Dottore likes to experiment on people, which is not good. I think the knave is okay.
Oh, Paimon just remembered that she thought Lenny was a bit too proud as well. She said that you...
Got it.
That does sound like something that Father would say.
Hey!
Are you going to stay here for the next few days?
Looks like it, yeah.
Excellent. I will host a tea party.
For real? Then Paimon wants another serving of cake.
Another implies that you were already served some delicious cake while you were up there. Well, next time, you're going to have tea and...
Do my eyes deceive me, or did I just see two inmates come back after making it to the surface? Some strange winds blowing of late.
We wanted to see how the fortress is doing. Is everything still alright?
We're fine, for the most part. Neuvillette came down and took care of the worst of it.
If that's the case, why don't you just ask him to stay here?
Oh, yeah, what a brilliant plan. Let's go convince the Eudex himself to exchange the Courts of Fontaine for a puddle of water in the middle of nowhere.
True.
He came here in a hurry and left without even stopping for a cup of tea. He did remember to take Miss Sigewinne's gift with him, though.
He sure sounds super busy.
Miss Clorinde has left as well. She also took her gift from Miss Sigewinne.
Were the gifts milkshakes?
Neuvillette got the milkshake. Clorinde received lipstick instead.
Those aren't even remotely alike.
Well, it's Neuvillette's own fault for making Sigewinne worried about his health by working so much. But besides that, our head nurse is still pretty fond of picking out beauty products for the ladies. Oh, and I have some gifts here for you as well.
What? We're inmates.
Are these from Sigewinne too?
Nope, they're from yours truly.
Okay.
You've already wrapped up your work at the fortress, so you can return to the surface at any time. You haven't yet served your full prison term, however, so you may continue to use your cell until your term is up.
For real? Then we could stay here for a really long time?
You may access the cafeteria for free.
Hooray!
Just remember to come complete your paperwork once it's time for your release.
So we could be in jail by choice. My gosh.
We're back in our cell again. We're no longer prisoners though, so it really doesn't feel the same. Being free Huh? How did you know? Hey, that's not true! Alright, it's like we've now gone to so many places together and become friends with so many people. There are so many bad things in the world, and we're just two people. You're counting Paimon today? Aren't you the... Then let's ask Catherine to give Paimon an adventurer handbook as well! Just our thoughts making Paimon kid. The last time we fell asleep here, we woke up to a whole mess out. We should be safe now, right? Alright then, good night to you, Traveler.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, it's his vision! He's in the seawater. Huh? Duke. Duke. I can't pronounce your name. Duke.
Your Grace?
Ah, good to see you two. Is there something you wish to see me about?
Yeah, what was with that earthquake just now?
Ah, that. The tremor didn't originate from the seafloor. In fact, it seems it came from the surface. Over the years of serving as the warden here, I've developed a sense for distinguishing between what occurs on the surface and what occurs underwater. Besides, the seal that Monsieur Neuvillette set in place won't fail so easily.
So the fortress is okay?
If you recall our last incident, if there really were a problem, there would be crowds of inmates in a panic right now.
Huh, you've got a point. By the way, do you know—
I believe today is this month's pipe cleaning day.
Wait, seriously?
Ah, yes.
Yep.
It's you two. Are you leaving now?
That's right! Today is our last day in prison! But now that Paimon says that, oh yeah, Paimon feels—
Then be sure to come back and visit. I'll miss you.
We'll come visit you.
If you've signed the release papers, then you're free to go.
You're not going to see us off?
I knew you'd ask. All right, sure. Let's go.
Well, you actually agreed.
Ah, so you do have a polite side, I see.
Sometimes. It's debatable.
After being down here for so long, I imagine you must feel like you're lacking companionship.
Yeah, don't worry, we'll come back to see you. Paimon—
I hope you won't be here as convicts the next time I see you.
We're here as fake convicts. Thank you very much.
We'll do our best to stay out of trouble. Well, it seems our work in the Fortress of Mirapede is finished. We should probably go report to him now. Next—
You're going to see Monsieur Neuvillette?
I'm sure just your regards will do, no?
I believe it would be the polite thing to do.
You're right. I've heard the Palais has been terribly busy these days.
There's a group of people.
The Palais Mermonia sure is buzzing with activity today.
Halt! Huh? Oh, it's you two.
Excuse me. Would you mind helping me take a look at this report?
I'll be right there. Sorry, I've got my hands full here.
Everyone's so busy.
So what happened?
Hello. You've come at the right time, but you'll have to wait for just— In the meantime, please, have a seat. If you'd like to—
That's all right, we just ate.
Very well, then.
Let's take a break over there while we wait for him to finish his work.
We're gonna be here a while.
All right. That should wrap things up for now.
I wish I could get work done by staring at it. It don't work in the corporate world.
Are you done with your work?
Yes, sorry to keep you waiting.
It's fine. That clock that never moves, never moved.
Today should be the day you were released from the Fortress of Mirapede.
That's right, and we came here to see you right away.
A massive whale.
Do you have any idea what that might be?
Judging from your description, that cannot have occurred in any ordinary water. A whale of that size and shape cannot usually be found in the waters of Tevat. Therefore, we can—
Immersed in primordial seawater? But how? And is he okay?
Most people wouldn't be capable of entering in the first place. I'm not completely sure how he— Yes? What is it?
Ah, right! Paimon, we asked the Duke and he said it wasn't from underwater, so we figured you might know something about it.
It turns out that I have just received a report about this particular matter. In fact, the source of the tremor was here on the surface near pOIsSoN. After the shaking stopped,
The water levels rose?
Fortunately, the water levels only rose for a short period of time, and have already returned to normal. If the change in water levels is connected with the leaking primordial seawater, then the situation in pOIsSoN may be much worse than it appears.
Navia should be in pOIsSoN, right? We need to go check on her!
I would also like to go there as soon as possible, but I'm afraid I can't leave just yet. I'll have to ask you two to go to pOIsSoN first.
There's no time to lose! Let's get going!
Please be careful.
We're not.
Oh no! What happened here? Navia should be around here, right?
We're coming. I bring the Archon of Leeway.
We haven't seen a single soul all the way here. Oh, this is getting scary.
What will I ever do now?
Look, there's someone.
Just stay put. We're coming up. Watch your balance.
All right. I'm not young anymore. How will I survive on my own? My Desiree!
Oh no.
Oh, he looks pretty sad.
My leg. How could this have happened?
Just hang in there. Help is on the way.
I mean, her leg's still there.
Oh, it's Navia. She's over there. Hey, Navia, are you okay?
You're here.
We heard there was a situation in pOIsSoN, so we came as quickly as we could.
Yes. As you can see, the water level suddenly rose.
Demoiselle! There was a wounded resident next to a building southeast of here. We've already transported him to safety.
He's wounded? How badly?
He fell, so it's probably a broken leg. He's pretty shaken up. When the water level...
He jumped down then. Find the leader of Squad 1 and tell him to take the wounded resident to see a doctor. He should know where to go.
Understood. I'll take over his search...
All right. You'll be in charge. I'm sorry. Where were we?
The situation in pOIsSoN?
Ah, right. Allow me to explain.
How many lost?
A little earlier, we suddenly heard a loud noise. At first, everyone thought that something might have exploded in the waterways. But before we knew it, water started pouring out from everywhere. The rushing water seemed a little odd, almost like the unique color of primordial seawater. Some people didn't realize the danger and thought it was just ordinary water, leaking from somewhere. Everyone on the street who happened to be close to the water didn't have a chance to escape. Those who realized what was happening started to flee in a panic, desperately trying to get to higher ground. Many were in. The Spina di Rosula initiated rescue operations as quickly as possible, but there have been a lot of casualties. The water that flooded the area contained primordial seawater, so the lower levels of pOIsSoN, no one knows if this could happen again. All we can do—
How awful. And all of this just came out of nowhere.
It was quite frightening indeed. I only wish that everything that just happened was a bad dream.
Is there any way we can help, Navia?
Thank you for being so willing to help in a moment of crisis like this.
Don't say that, Navia. That's what friends are for.
Are they dead?
Demoiselle! We've got a situation here!
They dissolved, didn't they?
I'll be right there. Sorry. I need to go for now.
They're gone. They dissolved, didn't they?
And out she goes! See?
They're gone.
Okay, the wounded are being tended to, and we finished a preliminary head count. Of course, we should remain ready for anything. And Traveler, Paimon?
Huh? Right now?
Thank you.
Paimon. Paimon. Her two closest friends and partners are dead. My guess is they were close to the edge and dissolved. That's my biggest guess.
Not a lot of people here, huh?
Well, given the time of day and the whole situation in pOIsSoN...
Right. That's how things are now. The living are so exhausted that they've no strength to spare any words for the dead.
Navia?
Sorry, Navia.
Navia, what's wrong?
Paimon, shut up!
Sorry. I just...
They're gone.
Malus and Silver. They won't ever come back here again. What should I do, Papa?
Huh? What happened
Paimon, shut up!
Everyone agreed on the rescue plan, but still... They were helping evacuate the residents, but they couldn't leave in time, and they were caught in the seawater.
Paimon, you're too dense.
What should we do?
They're gone, Paimon.
I've known them for so long, and I know they weren't afraid. But I could at least hold a funeral for my father, and I know where he rests. But as for Malus and Silver, they're just gone. I just can't.
Everything looks so clean after it rains. Even the gravestones. I didn't expect that you'd enjoy a glass of red.
I can understand.
See, it's not just me. I always...
How could Master ever be upset with you, Demoiselle? Yet the cemetery is the home of those who have passed, is it not? Everyone ends up here sooner or later, no matter who you are.
Buying yourself a plot in advance, are you?
A joke then, a reality now.
No need yet. But when I do, I hope you'll let me be buried beside Master Callus, Demoiselle.
Hey!
I'm quite serious. That way, it'll save us both the trip to see each other whenever you visit your father's grave.
That makes sense. In that case...
After all, besides you, Demoiselle, the two...
Personally, I believe we fill those shoes just fine.
Why are you bringing this up all of a sudden? Seriously.
But I'd really prefer not to talk about this stuff. And what do you mean by saving me a trip? I'd make the...
I'd promised to let them rest in peace here. But here I am breaking that promise.
No, you can still do it. You can put up a stone for both of them. Put their names on it, add some memento to go with it. There are very many, many empty graves in the world. Many lives that can never be reclaimed. It's okay, Navia. You're not the first, and you will not be the last.
I'm sorry for letting you see me in a mess like this. I don't usually cry, really.
Paimon doesn't know how to help you feel better.
I had always thought I could make my wishes come true. Malus and Silver have helped me. I'm so sorry.
You can spend as much time as you need here, Navia. We'll stay with you.
Thank you. right now, you don't know how much that means. By the way, you can have a look at this. It's a list of victims from the incident that took place here.
Obena, Khan, Burnett, Giverny, Francine, Karina, Daisy Ray, Joinville, Julianne, pOIsSoN, as well as Malus and Silver. So, everyone else is safe. But still...
It's okay. I know what you're thinking. And the overall outcome indicates that the cost...
Right! Don't think that way, Navia. One person might be saved at the expense of another, sure, but that isn't something we should ever consider a trade. Malus and Silver were not the price for saving anyone. They're heroes.
You're right. Thank you, Paimon. What you said just now was pretty amazing, actually. I'll remember your words.
Oh, really?
Seems you've become more eloquent in the time since we last met.
The knave? What are you doing here?
The knave? What are you doing here?
Shut up, Paimon.
Is everything going well on your side?
Yes, my people are carrying out the mission according to your request. All the residents of pOIsSoN have been evacuated, and we're preparing to relocate them to higher ground. As for these supplies, we have everything taken care of. There is no need to worry.
Thank you very much.
Wait, do you two know each other?
We just met recently. Right, Miss Navia?
Usually, I would call this a coincidental encounter, but that doesn't quite fit this time. Besides, thanks to the Knave, Spina di Rosula received generous support from the Fatui, which allowed us to complete the rescue and evacuation work so quickly.
Mutual aid is essential to fostering positive developments. We were already in the area, in any case, so it was nothing. That said, I must say that you're a lot sharper than you let on. I'm sure you understand what I mean.
I apologize for all the ways in which I tested you previously. We've never worked with a Fatui before, and it's extremely important for us to know who we're working with. My subordinates have reported that Fatui soldiers have been observing water levels and taking head counts in various locations. I hear that they've also prepared a large amount of emergency supplies. I'm quite surprised.
This is nothing to brag about, nor do I intend to. It is simply the way of powerful organizations to act forcefully, whether they are doing good or ill. You've witnessed that firsthand, in any case. As I've told this traveler before, I know of the prophecy, and I intend to prevent the impending disaster. Lending your organization a hand was a natural first step in accomplishing that. As such, do not be troubled by this token of our sincerity. Perhaps one day, you'll also be able to help me in the same way.
I highly doubt that. And what would you need help with?
Without your help, there would have been many more casualties. I won't forget your kindness.
Furthermore, I sincerely regret what happened to Malus and Silver. I only wish that my people could have arrived a little earlier to prevent this from happening.
Don't say that. You and your subordinates did as Paimon said. Malus and Silver didn't choose. I've never liked hearing people put it that way. It's like...
You're right. I'm sorry for your loss, Miss Navia. Water is life to Fontaine's people, and it also spells disaster. It's no wonder that people always say that prophecy...
So, you're one who will try to change fate, then?
Of course. That is why I'm going to Hotel Bouffe de Thé. I still have some things to take care of, and the children need my attention. By the way, Traveler, Paimon, one more thing.
Alright, then we'll just...
That is a clever and useful conversation technique, which I do like to... Traveler, I'm sure you remember that I said we could work together. You and I both know that there may be issues with the Primordial Sea. Previously, it was the Fortress of Maripede's sluice gate. Indeed. Allow me to share the latest intel I've received from the House of the Heart. During some recent investigations, a child claimed to have discovered some ruins near pOIsSoN. The ruins date back. Judging by the dating of the ruins, they may be related to the prophecy and the coming crisis.
Interesting.
My people initially came to prepare for ruin exploration.
So that's why the Fatui were already in pOIsSoN.
I wanted to take the children along, but unfortunately, Linny, Lynette, and Fremine have all been dispatched to higher. Linny told me that outside of the house, the person they trust most is you, which is why I want to give you this task. The House of the Hearth's members see each other as family, but Linny, Lynette, and Fremine said that they also see you as such, even though you are not from the house. I'm sure you already understand how earnest they consider their friendship with you to be.
Oh, that's
The intel I just shared about the ruins could fetch a high price. But since the children consider you family, it's only natural that I freely share it with you.
I like how she cares about her children. That's really good. I'm on your side.
Got it! So all we gotta do is go to some ruins, right?
Excuse me, but may I tag along?
No.
You wish to join, Miss Navia?
No. You'll disappear in the water. 1, I'm not from this place. 2, I'm not Fontanian. 3, I got the power of the Archons. You don't.
But are you sure you're up to exploring?
Well, I'm sad, yes. But there's no point in being depressed while we still have a disaster on our hands. Besides, I'm also doing...
Since you put it that way, I have no objections.
Alright, let's
All
go.
right. The ruins are to the south.
Okay, the 3 of us will handle it.
Oh, yay. So ecstatic to see one of those. Here we go.
Stabilize! Gather!
Here you are.
You can't hide in this corner. What did you just say to me? No, no.
The floor here isn't safe.
Okay. He was slowly falling. Dang. I think that's primordial seawater. Child?
This place has also been contaminated by primordial seawater.
Yeah. And a lot of it, too. A Fontanian would most likely dissolve the moment they fell.
Right! You can't go down if there's primordial seawater. It's too dangerous, and it won't be any help for you to just stay here. Don't get Paimon wrong. We're not saying you're useless. It's...
No, you're right. I can't do anything in this situation. That complicates things.
In that case, do you want to...
The water levels here are unstable. I'll go together with you. Perhaps we'll find the exit just up.
All right. Come with us.
Yeah, be careful. I don't want to age restrict this video. Most of the time I just say it's not for kids. But,
Oh no, it's a dead end! Let's try climbing over from the side.
But I don't want to pull out a half-dead Navia and have, like, just her body be showing. Like, just the upper half. I mean, I'm pretty sure Hoyoverse would censor it, but still. Try explaining that to YouTube. After all, there's only one type that's allowed in YouTube anyway, so... Oh, I just fell. Oh, wait. Good thing I fell. I found a secret way. Ooh, shiny. Ooh, a radish. Dang, man, they leave all the veggies here. Can I break it? Nope. What use is it then?
Hello?
The heck is that? Like, what is that? Do you see that? Okay. That looks great. That looks... Oh, why are you gonna do this to me? That looks great. Amazing.
Wait, there's something wrong with this bridge. Run!
It's okay. Hey, what happened? Oh. I was gonna say, I have Kazuha, so we can just fly over it. You're not supposed to wear heels, stupid! Don't we have Power of the Archon?
Demoiselle?
Huh?
Demoiselle, what are you doing here by yourself? Would you be standing here till dark if I hadn't come to get you?
Maybe she just wants some time to herself, Malus.
Hmm?
Yes, it would appear so.
I must be tired.
That's quite possible. However...
Oh, right. It must have slipped my mind. This is a familiar feeling.
Is something the matter, Demoiselle?
Oh, no. No, I'm fine. I was just trying to recall why we came out for a walk.
Do you remember Mr. Giverny? He'd requested our help before.
We were headed to see how things were going with him.
Ah, right.
Oh? Miss Navia. Ah, Mr. Malus. And Mr. Silver, too. It's good to see all of you.
They're dead.
How have you been?
I've been great. Thanks to your help, those bothersome merchants finally realized that I wasn't... They were knocking at my door day and night. Even my neighbor...
Sometimes force is required to...
That's right. Oh, by the way, Burnett...
Oh, yes. One moment, I have it right here. Miss Navia, these are some flower seeds that I prepared. Please take them. I don't know what we would have done without your help, so this is a little token of our appreciation. I hope you won't refuse.
Ah, did you cultivate them yourself?
Why, we can have as many pots as you'd like, Demoiselle.
Perfect. In that case, we'll swap out some of the decorative plants.
Very well.
Wait. Something seems to be off here. Excuse me, madam. That's right. No, it's nothing. I've heard this name before. And why are there so few people around here?
We must mind the time, demoiselle. We still...
Huh? We do?
Well, now, did...
Miss Navia, here you are. I've been looking for you. My trial? Wait, why would I need to go to the
Yes, she's right, demoiselle. It's just about time.
Oh? All right then.
Huh? What's happening? What?
Huh? Look, it's Navia. Huh? She's here.
Huh? What?
And her 2 attendants are with her. Goodness, everyone's finally here.
Huh? Huh?
There sure are a lot of people here to see the trial. And they all seem to be Karina, Desiree, Joyville, Jolien.
They're dead.
pOIsSoN. And as for the judge...
Please sit in the defendant's seat. Don't worry, Silver.
All right.
Typically, it wouldn't be allowed.
Hey, what kind of place do they think this is?
Come on, do they have any idea?
Enough with the whispering!
My dear Miss Navia, have you not, as all here know, you, after you took over this, not only you, but your...
Wait a moment.
Yes, correct. We are one big family, all of us who... Therefore, this fair and honorable...
Huh? What are you saying? Everything you have said is correct.
Ah, well, if...
How wonderful, Miss Na...
I know all these people. Why are they laughing?
I seem to remember now.
Wait just a moment. This isn't right!
Malus?
What was that, Mr. Malus? Our conclusion is very clear and unanimous. Let the court judge her now. She...
Stay here, Navia! You're one of us!
Demoiselle, don't admit guilt. This trial means...
I wish to exercise my right to defend Our Lady. Mistress
She was born a free and independent spirit. She has...
Her actions cannot serve. Please do not mistake her action.
Really? As an individual, you say? Don't forget, we are all Fontanians here.
I don't know what's happening. I don't want to
even
listen
if
to
Miss
them.
Na... Everything is... Now, I speak for everyone. Our opinion is consistent.
You're dead.
Navia should stay.
You're dead.
And you would call this justice? Have you forgotten how much you all...
Do you need to defy...
Your justice is flawed.
As you said, we can also have our own justice. Silver and that.
My head...
Demoiselle!
Silver, it hurts. I remember now. Everything that seemed Karina, Desiree, Joyville, Jolien, pOIsSoN, and Mr. Giverny and Mrs. Burnett, who we met earlier. Even Malus and Silver. I don't want to admit it, but they're all dead.
Don't be afraid. And don't admit...
Absurd! Who are you to say that? Don't let them escape!
Mr. Malus and Mr. Silver, must you be so stubborn? How could the two of you possibly hope to stand against the collective? Do not resist. This judgment is fair and just.
What?
Navia belongs to us. After all that happened, she should not be left alone in pOIsSoN.
It's an ocean.
What are you saying? No more excuses!
He says we're jealous. Jealous? How could she possibly?
What's with these people? Who's jealous of her?
She belongs to us!
Miss... Silence.
Wait, Nouvelette, where'd you come from?
That's...
Monsieur Neuvillette!
Such commotion is prohibited in the court. The court will adjourn for the rest of the day.
Our thanks, Monsieur.
Please leave with me, Miss Navia.
But...
Go on now, demoiselle. This is your only chance to...
Malus,
My apologies. I couldn't resist making one little joke once I realized that this shall be our last goodbye.
Malus. Silver.
Quickly, you must come now.
Goodbye, demoiselle.
Oh, wait! Just a second!
Navia?
You're awake. Good.
I must have been dreaming. Malus and Silver were still alive.
It looks like you're all right.
Did all the sad feelings cause you to have a nightmare?
The ruins you were exploring suffered a cave-in. When I arrived, I found you falling toward the water. You were just about to be dissolved within, but I think I saw 2 Oceanids protecting you. It was only for a moment, perhaps even a fraction of a second, but they gave me the chance to retrieve you.
It was Malus and Silver. They were protecting her.
Were it not for their intervention, I would not have been able to rescue you before your consciousness dissipated.
Wait, did you say Oceanids? You mean like...
Perhaps those 2 Oceanids were the people you saw in your dream.
I always told them that they didn't have to protect...
Please come with me.
We're gonna leave her alone. Is that a good idea?
Neverlet, are you okay?
Oh, I am quite all right. Perhaps there's something we could chat about?
Oh yeah, he's trying to give her a moment. Paimon, you're too slow to catch on.
Why do you look so stiff up? Oh, Paimon knows. You're the type...
I merely thought that we should give Navi a...
Huh? Why didn't you just say so then?
I suppose so. Ah, Sigewinne. I hope all is well with her these days. Her work...
No way, don't worry. She's doing fine down there. She's an amazing head nurse.
I see. Well, that is good. I have always...
Oh, and the Duke also says hi. Even though Sigewinne made me do that. He hopes that you haven't been overwhelmed by all that's happened lately.
Thank you. I have indeed been busy lately, and I also hope that everything is going well in the Fortress of Meropide.
He still doesn't know what to talk about.
Paimon.
So, Neverlet...
Yes, of course.
This isn't going anywhere.
Yes, in fact. I had arranged to meet you in pOIsSoN, but when I arrived, I discovered... Amid my astonishment, I ran into the nave, and we...
Yeah, we originally planned to meet up with you, but we thought
I'm sorry to have kept you all waiting like that. I'm feeling much better now. I guess we should get going again. Will you come with us, Monsieur Neuvillette?
Yes, if you wouldn't mind my company.
Oh, nice. He's gonna come with us.
All right!
Oh.
Another one joins the party!
Are you serious?
Let's get going then!
Yeah.
Solidify!
One with nature.
Surrender and be gentle.
Diffract!
I still don't know what he's saying. Nadakondala. Dang. Alright, wait. Alright. Let's go.
Oh no, another unstable path. Watch your step.
Barely made it. Oh, of course. 2 more? Seriously? 3? What are the freaking Philly girls doing?
There are rocks falling over here!
That's not good.
Here you are. Stabilize.
Oh boy, here we go.
It seems we're almost at the top. Keep it up!
Dang, man, what? Oh yes. How many of them?
Yeah.
Alright, let's do it.
Gather! Into the wind! Scatter! This is order!
Clouds high. The birds come.
Stabilize!
Try not to enjoy this.
Here you are.
What's this gonna do? Oh. What is that? What is that? There are chests around here I missed. No. Okay. What is that? Nouvellette, you haven't said anything like, what is that? You're a dragon, aren't you? Don't you know anything? Am I gonna have to go visit Nahida? Shield.
Looks like we've reached the end.
This is the place. There should not be any other hidden spaces in the vicinity.
The path sure had some twists and turns, but it turns out that this place isn't actually that big.
Oh.
Stone slates. It seems like they were put here as an offering. Could we take them down and have a look?
Pictographs.
Perhaps we should just leave them be.
There are 4 locations in total, but only 3 stone slates. The slate that should be in the front.
The surrounding walls also.
There's something written below. Let Paimon see. Reason dictates that this nation be destroyed.
It feels like someone left these slates and these words here for a purpose.
That would fit the circumstances dictated by the prophecy.
There's a person her kneeling here? She seems so dedicated.
And is that Lady Farina in the third image?
And is that a ring of people around her?
The fourth image. I know this one.
The people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the... More information should be hidden in these slates, but I fear I cannot easily uncover...
Don't blame yourself, Monsieur Neuvillette.
Ooh, Paimon's getting the chills just looking at these slates. This says that it's the history of the future, right? That means the prophecy's sure to come true.
I really hope it doesn't mean that.
Still, Paimon feels like these images are kind of weird when you...
That's right! If the images are in chronological order, shouldn't the fourth, the waters drowning Fontaine, come before the third, where the Hydro Archon herself falls into the water?
And yet the order is reversed here.
If we go by timing, Lady Farina only emerges in the third image. That means that the person in the second image might be the previous Hydro Archon.
Egeria, then. I had never met her, but her appearance here does match the records. The previous Archon kneeling before the floating island in the skies, as if confessing a sin.
I mean, the knave did say that she thinks that Farina is cursed.
Did she herself commit that sin? And if not, why would she be in such a posture? Also, I'm still wondering why these ancient stone slates are here at all. Judging from their contents, could this place be the origin of the prophecy?
But who would have created these slates?
It seems that any further clues will have to come from Farina.
In that case, there's no time to lose.
Yeah, we better get somewhere safe for now.
Let's split up here. I'm going...
You still have energy for that?
Just head back to the...
I'll depart as well. Thanks for your hard work, Traveler. I will go talk to Farina tomorrow morning. I'm sure that you're concerned about this matter as well. If you have time, drop by my office.
Are you really gonna talk to her about this directly? Will that be a...
She has long been harboring...
Alright, we'll leave it in your...
I will be carefully considering my words tonight.
Traveler, Paimon, our safe house at the Fleuve Cendre is always open to you, as ever. So, all right. I'll be on my way then.
Oh, it teleported us?
We're finally back!
Welcome back. We've got a...
Yay! And there's good food too! No, the boss! Paimon's already starting to forget.
Oh, that voice. Is that who I think it is?
Mona, what are you doing here?
Huh?
It's you two. What are you doing in Fontaine?
What are you doing in Fontaine?
Mona?
Seriously? Nobody just uses a scry glass whenever...
Still, we didn't expect to see you here.
Well, I have some business to attend to here, so I booked a hotel in the city. Why did you think I was from Fontaine, though? Is that because...
Yeah, let's go with that.
Well, I used to have my own surname, which was, well, some other thing. Either way, the old hag told me when she took me as her disciple that the first step to being a girl... There was nothing for it, really. She really...
It isn't?
Nope. Although it is used by us in place of surnames, it generally just means great.
Wow! Imagine including a boast in your name.
I reckon so. In any case, I'd give my disciple a name like this as well, if I were to take Astromancer Barbeloth Trismegistus.
Huh?
Whoa, that's a long one.
My name means Mona the Great Astrologist. As for the old hag, hers is, in plain...
Thrice as great? That's so...
I know, right? That's just how she is. She used to call herself Magistus.
Talk about excess.
Magistus is thus the calling card of our school, so to speak, which makes it about the same as a surname.
That sounds terrible! But anyway, you're not Fontanian, are you, Mona?
Well, I was born in Mondstadt, yes. My parents migrated to Dornman Port, and I traveled with the old hag.
Oh, that's a good thing then. At least we know you...
Speaking of that, I'm sure you're aware that a bunch of things have happened here in There's something ominous about it. Well, the water, I mean.
Tell us.
That was the main reason, yes. Just a while back, the Steambird and the invitation was sent quite early on. I don't...
What do you make of that prophecy, Mona? Just tell...
What I can tell you is that I'm an astrologist. And that this prophecy concerns the fate of I'm afraid that this is not something that just anyone can do. If I could do it, you would no longer call me an astrologist, but a visionary. But on the flip side,
A visionary? Sounds real...
Of course. The old hag could do it, and I'd bet there are others amongst those.
Huh?
Are you sure? All right, I'll help you.
Thanks, Mona. You're amazing as always.
Oh, well, this is something only I can do after all.
That's the greatest of astrologists for you!
Indeed, indeed.
Oh, sorry. I came to see what all the commotion was about.
Oh, whoops. Guess we were getting a little too carried away there. Well, I'll go tend to my own business now. If I receive any...
And there she goes, quick as rushing water. And here we are with the Spina guy giving us suspicious looks. If Paimon hadn't spoken for you, it'd be you getting all the weird... that's more like it. Good morning. To be honest, Paimon's still feeling kind of sleepy. But it's time to get up, Traveler. We agreed to go see Neuvillette, so let's pack it up and get going.
You're here! Finally!
Is something wrong?
Monsieur Neuvillette and Lady Farina, they...
Oh, they're arguing, huh?
Like I said, I've already explained everything!
And yet the problem has not been properly solved. It is not my intention to offend you, but please, tell me where you... Look at this! This is a list of the victims from the recent pOIsSoN incident.
Your people are dissolving, Farina.
You mean... they're all...
We did not arrive in time to avert this disaster, and I will not have it happen again. I will say this once more. You must tell me everything you know. Yesterday, I found 3 stone slates in some ancient ruins near pOIsSoN. Do you know anything about those?
Seriously? You're questioning me like this is a court case now. I don't... but... you found them in some ancient...
That's correct. Which is why I came to ask you some questions. There should have been... The second of these slates depicts the previous Hydro Archon Egeria Neil...
I don't! I've never seen such slates!
I'll ask you again. Do you... My deciphering of the slates indicates that the Hydro Archon Egeria once had to confess to...
All gods don't have the same secrets, you know. She was herself and I'm me. I understand your concerns.
Forgive me for saying this now, Lady Farina, but I have long known there are several indications that you have been investigated. This is not strange in itself, considering that you are the Hydro Archon. You have never been as superficial as you have presented yourself to be, nor are you a fool.
Well, since you know about my secret investigation, there's no point questioning or suspecting me. You're the Udic. Just trust in me. You're Archon, and that's all I have to say. We do not Oh! The opera's about to start. Toodles!
Did Farina not notice us standing by the door? Wonder what's up with her.
I assume you've been outside for a while now?
Yeah, you're pretty loud.
Oh! You noticed! Seems Farina...
She was in a great panic, though I cannot discern the reason. Still, I do not understand. Dialogue is the basis for understanding. Everyone in her inner circle has noticed that she is hiding. We may have to create a situation in which she...
Oh?
Normally, people will only reveal the truth when standing trial. Perhaps we must...
But Farina's seen so many trials, and she's really good at dodging...
We will need to consider this thoroughly. Join forces with If at all possible, I would prefer to recuse myself from this affair, but... We must prevent the prophecy from coming to pass. This may be cruel to her, but all Fontaine is in... But who will lend us their aid to...
The knave. The knave. The knave will lend their aid. 100%.
Well, that's everyone, huh? Speaking of which, it was pretty smart of you to think of hiding here.
pOIsSoN was just involved in a disaster, so it's presently devoid of people. That naturally makes it the best choice.
And here you are drinking tea like it's the most natural thing in the world, huh?
That's what families should do. Sit and enjoy a leisurely time together.
It's nice to enjoy tea here, you know? Care for a cup?
Lend me your ears, everyone. Or perhaps one of you might like to start us off. How about you, friend?
Me? No, I don't think I can.
Then, how about you, good sir?
I fear that I will cause the mood on this boat to become as somber as it is in court.
Well then, I guess we're lucky we've got a local like me to organize things. Wonderful, the spotlight at last. I guess I'll be facilitating things from here.
That was a little long-winded, don't you think?
Oh, you might be right. Anyway, to cut to the chase, our friend here, the Traveler, has brought us together to discuss something.
Yep, we gotta make Farina guilty.
As for what that is, well, let's start by saying that we'll be pooling our efforts together to create a series of traps.
Oh, how intriguing.
Well, it's just an expression, really. One that I just learned from Chlorand, and used on the spot. So, let's invite her to explain in detail. A round of applause, please.
She's like, no thanks.
Huh? Didn't you say that you would be facilitating this?
Oh, come now. Your work doesn't involve much public speaking, right? This is a good chance to practice. You might even pick up some fancy oratory tricks to impress your boss with in the future.
I see. And what does my boss say?
He is glad that you consider him your boss. Do go on.
In that case, do any of you have experience hunting?
Yeah.
Not that I recall.
Fremine and I once used a wooden stick in a basket to catch wild rabbits when we were younger. As for Lynette, Oh, right. You were sick that day, weren't you?
I've also gone diving to catch some fish before.
I'm afraid not. You may or may not have heard, but Fontaine once played host to a group known as the Marechaussee Hunters. Though that was their name, they did not hunt animals, but rather various monsters left behind by the ancient dynasty of King Remus. Today, Fontaine's monster population has already thinned greatly, so the hunters have blended back into society, taking up arms in other lines of work. They even left a unique methodology of hunting in their wake. A trap comprises of the following components: bait, a trigger, and a containment device. Sometimes a lethal implement will also be necessary to deal with the prey. So, if we were to build a trap together, right now, what would you choose to build it with?
Cake. Sweets.
For me, I would prefer something basket-shaped. Pigeons and rabbits will see the bait and naturally enter the snare. Our line of work requires a deft hand, and we're some of the best in the industry, so you can count on our techniques.
You used some of those techniques while moving the people of pOIsSoN, didn't you? My subordinates mentioned that you even performed some magic for the bawling children.
Yes, and I even managed to gather some intelligence in the meantime. I'm quite the multitasker if I do say so myself.
I'm afraid I can't claim that as my strong suit. I prefer more stable...
Calm and steady.
And I can be...
With discretion, I'm sure.
I'd probably use... I remember that you liked those too, didn't you?
I did. And that would be a good way to go about it. If they're realistic enough, animals of the same kind will follow them all the way to the trap.
What about you, Monsieur Neuvillette?
I fear I do not have any related experience.
That makes sense. You usually solve problems directly, without the use of any such tricks. But I do have one more question for you, monsieur. If we were to create a trap now, how would you design it?
I would like for it to be effective, but bring no harm to the prey. A more gentle trap would be ideal.
Kind as always. However, our intention doesn't necessarily change the containment device and the type of implement we need. If we wanted to kill the prey in one strike, we would need a powerful implement. However, that also goes for prey that must be captured and safely contained.
Wait, why is that?
Only a hunter who's a true expert at subduing their prey can snare it without harming it. The line that divides life and death is often exceeded.
So, are we going hunting together?
Huh. We hadn't thought of seeing ourselves as hunters. It kinda works, but maybe it's still not the best metaphor.
If our means of capturing and dealing with our prey is to put them on trial, then the hunting metaphor is actually quite accurate. But we shall require much more courage than any hunter to judge a god, a being whose seat is an exalted throne.
It's fine.
Oh, so that's what's going on. Sounds very interesting.
Yep, we're gonna